Welcome home. How was the visit?
As it always is. A blend of regret, sorrow, and a strange tranquility. Trying to convince myself that I'm not completely fucked up, although that feeling usually doesn't extend beyond the train station on the way back.
You know, you don't have to face this alone.
And you don't have to pity me. I can't even comprehend why you do. Oh, what in the...
You've been out of the loop, haven't you? Your fan forum has come back from the dead. Follow up for this news broadcast, I guess, and maybe Julian?
You're kidding. I thought most of them would have forgotten all about me by now. I was expecting a few messages, but it's actually flooded.
Apparently not. You're a hard cat to forget, Detective Prince.
I guess I am. This feels almost too easy somehow. Is it really true that you're dating someone now? You're breaking our fangirl hearts. At least I won't need to be creative in my excuses to turn them down anymore.
Well, we're not gonna complain, right? So, you'll make them see the real you, not just the Detective Prince persona?
I suppose it could work. It might even be fun, shaking things up a bit. Still, it's not exactly what people would expect from my comeback, especially since the hot topic of the day seems to be about my sexual orientation.
You're afraid they won't like the real you?
I told you I don't care. More like they might be taken aback and not focus on my message, but my shift in personality. The real me isn't as amiable as the Detective Prince, and I can be pretty blunt, as you might have noticed.
You're not giving people enough credit. They can handle more than you think. Plus, it's time for you to stop pretending. You've done enough of that.
I suppose you're right, but just how blunt should I be?
As blunt as you need to be honest but tactful. There is a difference between being blunt and being a jerk. Sometimes people need a little straight talk.
But too much of it could backfire. I don't want to lose this weapon before I've even started.
Then find the balance. Show them the real you, but in a way that makes them want to know more. Keep them guessing.
Keep them guessing? That's an interesting thought. You might be onto something there, little prince.
Of course I am. I'm always onto something.
Yo, Aakechi! Ryuji here. It's your birthday, right? So, happy birthday, man. See you tomorrow. I'll give you my gift just before we jog.
Hello, Aakechi. This is Yusuke. I trust this message finds you well. First and foremost, I wish to extend to you a very happy birthday. Despite the circumstances, I believe in acknowledging the significance of the day that marks one's entry into this vast and intricate tapestry of life. I want you to know that I am aware of the complexities that this day represents for you. Birthdays can be poignant reminders of our roots and the events that transpired to bring us where we stand. I miss my mother on my birthday every year. Please know that while I may not fully understand the depth of your feelings, I empathize with them. Moreover, I must express my gratitude. Your theories, your perspective on this world, have made me question, ponder, and introspect. There is a certain tranquility that pervades this world, a tranquility that seemed desirable initially, yet I've noticed an anomaly. The absence of suffering, of sadness, of grief, with your heart being the sole exception. It feels indeed unnatural, as if the canvas of life lacks certain colors. This has sparked a curiosity, a need to delve deeper, to understand more, and for that I am grateful to you. I hope that we can meet soon for another painting session, Aakechi. I have much to discuss, and I believe your insights would be invaluable. Till then, I wish you well, and once again, a very happy birthday.
Yusuke might very well become the next member of our little team.
I had the same thought exactly, but...
Hello, Aakechi-kun. It's Haru. I baked something special for you today, but Akira-kun told me you would rather spend this day privately. Let me know if you wish for me to bring it to you at home. I can leave it in front of your door. I hope your birthday is filled with joy. Hey, Aakechi, it's Anne. Happy birthday. I hope this message brings you a smile. I know things have been, well, tough today for you, but I want you to know how much we all care about you, okay? Listen, I want to say thank you for being you and for sharing your heart. Because of you, I managed to confess my feelings for Shiho. And guess what? She felt the same. Can you believe it?
Come here.
It wouldn't have been possible without your bravery. When I remember our first chat about your feelings for Akira at that pastry shop, I can't help but be very proud of how things turned out in the end. It's like we've grown together thanks to each other. Please cheer up, okay? I'm really excited to give you your birthday present. I won't spoil it now, but I think you'll like it. Can't wait to see you soon.
Hey, Aakechi-kun, it's Julian. Happy birthday. Seriously, you're like majorly blowing my mind right now. Coming out with a boyfriend, getting back in the limelight. I can't even begin to tell you how stoked everyone on the fan forum is. When we finally meet up again, there's so much you gotta hear about. We might need like an entire day at least. Keep dazzling us, keep standing tall, and above all, keep being your fantastic self. Have an amazing birthday.
Goro, it's Akira. I know today's a tough day for you, and it's okay. You don't have to put on a brave face, not with me. I just want you to know that your happiness matters too, and I'm sorry, because I feel like I'll never regret my decision. I know it's not perfect, but I cling to the hope that one day you realize that was meant to be this way, that you deserve everything, and much more. It's your birthday. You should be allowed to feel something other than pain. If you want, we could celebrate it quietly later. Just the two of us. No pressure, no pretense. Just a moment for you and only you. Let me know what you think. Happy birthday, my Goro.
Poor assassin, he can't be happy on his fake birthday. Anyway, we had planned to go to LeBlanc's tomorrow. I might as well hang out with him. This is odd. Few people actually have this phone number, and it's a landline call.
You can look it up online then, Detective Prince.
What would I do without you, I wonder?
Fuchu Prison?
What are you playing at, asshole? No! Trying to wish your bastard son a happy birthday? Trying to mess with my head more? The sheer audacity of that man. Rot in that cell for all I care. I go shower.
Aakechi.
Sure enough, the butterfly ring seems to work like a switch. The nights I didn't wear it, my dreams were just the usual. But the night I put it on and activated it, holding Morgana, we were back on Shido's ship. It felt like we were supposed to test something out. There was the Velvet Room door, across those dreamy waters, almost as if he wanted me to cross it before letting me use other personas apart from Hereward. The shadows we ran into on the ship were easy targets for Mona, but when I managed to form a contract with a new persona, I passed out again and woke up back in my bed. Seems like we need to figure out a different way to leave my dreams. Good afternoon, Dr. Ishiki. Hi, Futaba.
Hello, Futaba and Wakaba.
Aakechi-kun, Futaba mentioned that you wanted to talk with me. A belated happy birthday, by the way. You've just turned 19, right?
Hey, you two. Happy birthday, Aakechi. I've got a gift for you, but you'll need to wait just a bit longer. And hello, Mona. You're looking a bit chunky. What's Aakechi been feeding you? Well, yeah, I should probably exercise more. I've been staying at home a lot lately. It's becoming a problem.
Thank you, Dr. Ishiki, and thank you, Futaba. I wanted to discuss something unusual with you. If you don't mind, I'd prefer to keep this conversation between us four.
Is that so? Well, my lips are sealed. Secrets can be quite thrilling. What's bothering you?
We're good at keeping secrets. We've got about half an hour before Sojiro gets back. And just so you know, Aakechi, my word is sacred. You can count on that.
I see. Well, let's get to it then. I've heard quite a bit about your research, Dr. Ishiki. Could you perhaps shed some light on your work in cognitive science?
It's a wide-ranging field, but I'm happy to share what I know. Are you interested in anything specific?
Let's begin with the basics. How do you believe it all ties into reality?
interesting question. It's more about understanding the cognitive structure of reality rather than altering it or influencing it. It's a captivating study of the human mind and how it influences our perception of the world. Though remember that my work is purely theoretical.
Indeed, it's a very captivating topic. Have you ever come across a man named Masayoshi Shido? As I understand, he showed considerable interest in cognitive science.
Shido, your father, isn't he? I haven't had any interactions with him. To the best of my knowledge, my research hasn't attracted any attention from the political realm. And truthfully, the practical application of cognitive science isn't something that can be easily exploited. Without the ability to physically enter the cognitive world, there are no evidences to support that it even exists, despite all the hints I've gathered.
Understood. What about me, Dr. Ishiki? Before I became a regular here, did you know anything about me?
Well, you did have quite the reputation, didn't you, the detective prince? It was difficult to ignore your frequent public appearances over the last 2 years. Is there something that's been bothering you? You seem a little uneasy today.
Well, your research suggests the existence of a cognitive world, despite no one being able to enter it. What are the implications of such a world?
This is gonna be so cool.
In simple terms, what exactly is your theory about? I need to understand precisely what you've comprehended to determine if you'll be able to grasp my request, or rather my inquiries. What I'm about to reveal might be a bit shocking, and I want to make sure we're on the same wavelength.
You do have a knack for building suspense, don't you?
Trust me, Mom, it's totally worth it.
Very well. If my theory is correct and the cognitive world does exist, it would imply that our perception of reality is entirely subjective. Every individual could perceive and interpret the world uniquely, influenced by their thoughts, beliefs, experiences, and emotions. These thoughts and beliefs could hold the power to mold reality to some extent. In other words, alterations in our cognitive world could influence events or circumstances in the physical world. A cognitive world would also suggest the presence of a collective consciousness. In a few words, it would represent a tangible link between the mind and the matter of the physical world.
Could you delve a bit deeper into what collective consciousness entails according to your research?
Certainly, I'd be more than happy to.
Hold on, Mom, I got this one. Collective consciousness is like our social shared save file. It's full of our common beliefs, values, and social rules we learned growing up. It's like the story mode of our culture, and if it exists, as Mom believes, it also acts as a live pull of our collective minds. When we feel strongly about something, we join forces unconsciously. And just like any game, our collective consciousness can level up with new experiences and ideas. It's the ultimate massive multiplayer online roleplay game. Isn't it like a memento of our culture? Mementos are souvenirs. It's off topic, but nice try.
I think I understand. Thank you for your patience, and thank you, Futaba, for your passionate explanation. Dr. Ishiki, considering that the cognitive world is born from subconscious desires and thoughts, have you ever pondered the possibility that it could be accessed through dreams?
Dreams, you say? That's a fascinating hypothesis. Dreams are, in a sense, a kind of individual cognitive reality. They're profoundly personal experiences influenced by our subconscious. But despite all the research conducted on dreams, they remain enigmatic. And I must admit that I'm not an expert in this domain.
Perhaps you're about to become one then, because I have strong reasons to believe that dreams can serve as a portal to the cognitive world, given a specific power.
Now, you've genuinely piqued my interest, Aakechi. Are you suggesting that not only is my theory accurate, but you also have evidence of it? And the key is dreams? Please elaborate.
It might be difficult to explain as such, but I am the living proof of it. A few days ago, I was able to enter the cognitive world through my dreams, and it indeed seemed to be on a global scale. It exists, it is real, and I need your assistance to decipher it.
Well, what, you entered it? Aakechi, if what you're saying is indeed true, it would mark a groundbreaking discovery in cognitive science. But as you can imagine, it's not something I can just accept without any proof. Can you provide any evidence to back up this claim?
I believe he's telling the truth, Mom. As crazy as it sounds, I don't think he's lying. Or Morgana and he have indeed gone insane, which would be pretty fun, albeit not particularly helpful in this situation. We're not crazy. Unfortunately, everything is far too real to be joked about.
Futaba is right. While I don't have any physical evidence to present to you, I'd like you to seriously consider the fact that I have experienced this. The cognitive world is a realm that Morgana and I have navigated, however briefly. Explaining all the details would take quite a while, but if you're willing, I could attempt to show it to you. Both you, Futaba, and you, Dr. Ishiki. Seeing it with your own eyes. I can't guarantee that it will work, but given that it's the project of your life, you'd agree it's worth a shot.
Aakechi, what you're proposing is extraordinary, to say the least. Overwhelming, mind-blowing. However, as a scientist, I've always been a proponent of exploring the unknown. If what you say is true, then this could revolutionize our understanding of cognitive science. I can't even fathom all the possibilities yet. I am definitely intrigued, and while I still have my reservations, I agree that it's worth exploring. So, what do you propose? How do we proceed?
Woohoo! Sorry.
I'm relieved to hear your agreement on this. Several factors will need to be considered, the most crucial being that, from our observations, this realm is hazardous. It harbors physical entities, and Morgana and I had to battle our way out.
Mona-chan fought them with you?
Yes. Morgana isn't any ordinary cat. But let's focus on the cognitive world for now. We'll arrange a meeting at my apartment once Morgana and I have made the necessary preparations to ensure your safety. At that time, I'll also elaborate on what I've discovered. As I need to be asleep for this to work, it would be convenient to do this late in the evening. Both you and Futaba will need to be available. This means we'll have to deceive Sojiro and concoct an excuse. Despite all these complications, are you still prepared to proceed?
Your description certainly paints an ominous picture. Safety is indeed paramount, so I appreciate your vigilance in this regard. But Futaba, I wouldn't want anything to happen to you. I prefer to come alone for this first time.
No way! Please, Mom, I beg you, I'll behave. I can handle myself just fine. You know you can trust me, right? I won't be in any more trouble than you will. Please!
Oh, for the love of God.
If it makes you feel any better, I have no intention to do any exploration or wander too far off with you. For now, I'd just like to show you evidence that your theory was indeed accurate, so we can work together on understanding this world.
Yeah, it'll be an in and out. We won't let anything happen to you both. We can defend ourselves. Mom, even Mona says it's safe. So can I come along?
I'm reassured if the cat says it's safe. All right, Aakechi-kun. I trust you won't put me or my daughter in any dangerous situation. In all honesty, I am way too curious. As for Sojiro, well, let's say we'll manage. The opportunity to potentially confirm the existence of the cognitive world is too significant to pass up. And Futaba, you also helped me in my research. Although I don't like the idea, I believe you have the right to see it too, if it's out there. I suppose this is where we leap into the unknown, isn't it?
Yay! All aboard the hype train!
Your resolve and curiosity are boundless, I see, and that's a trait I deeply respect. Thank you, Dr. Ishiki. Your insights on this world will undoubtedly be invaluable, and our collaboration promises to be extremely productive.
Does Akira-kun know about this, or your special power, as you call it?
Akira. Right. About him. Well, Akira, my boyfriend, right? It's not that I don't trust him or question his abilities, far from it. However, I worry that bringing him into this might cause unnecessary distress. I don't want him to think I've lost my grip on reality. He's so happy and he deserves it so much. For now, I believe it's best if I continue my investigations discreetly. We'll figure that out together as a couple when I understand more about this world.
Jeez.
Well, you're in a difficult position, Aakechi, and so I am with Sojiro. But I understand your reasons, I'll respect your wishes, and won't discuss it with Akira.
Thank you for placing your trust in me, Doctor. I always knew that your passion for your work was boundless.
So we're really going through with this, huh?
Yes, little prince. It's our turn to make dreams come true, isn't it?
By the way, Futaba, when will you explain to me how you young folks are able to speak cat language?
Honestly, don't know, don't care. Maybe it's just because we are the chosen ones.
Of course.
Oh, honey, I'm home.
You're back awfully late.
It is definitely not, but I'll hear it any time. Where did you want to go? It's tranquil here. A good place for introspection.
Thought was never my issue. Making sense of those thoughts, now that's the challenge.
Can't argue with that. We've traveled far since our first time here, haven't we?
Indeed, it's peculiar. Still, I can't shake off this sense of déjà vu.
Déjà vu? Is that a positive thing?
I didn't say that, but it's not entirely negative either.
Interesting. Goro Aakechi not turning every conversation into a battleground. That's unexpected.
Even I'm not a creature of habit.
Oh, that's so. You know, I've spent a considerable time reflecting on our past fights. The moments when it was just us, at odds with one another.
Indulging in nostalgia joker. Attempting to rekindle the days of glory?
Perhaps. Two adversaries, two wild cards, pushing each other beyond their boundaries?
And now? Aren't we still spurring each other on?
If by that you're alluding to our sex life.
Dear God, no, I wasn't. But you've certainly offered a great deal to ponder about from the other night now that you've brought it up.
Are you referring to us?
Precisely. I've never been the sentimental type. But since you inquired about what I wanted for my birthday, I'd like to delve into that discussion with you.
I'll happily oblige. What do you wish to know?
Hello, Sojiro-san. Is Akira-kun here?
Hey there, Kasumi. Nah, he's out with Aakechi right now. They're having one of their guy talks, I suppose, at the bathhouse.
Oh, I see. I was hoping to talk with him about training.
You know, I'm not sure it's my place to say this, but Akira has a lot on his plate right now. Sometimes people need their space. I mean, are you sure you're just looking for training advice?
What are you saying, Sojiro-san?
Well, it's just an observation, but if there's something going on, just keep in mind Akira's got his hands full these days. He's a good kid, but his heart's already tied up in something pretty complicated.
I understand. It's okay. I'll wait for him here. Maybe he'll be back soon.
All right, as you wish. Just don't wait too long. Life has a way of moving on, whether you're ready or not.
Well, let's begin with, when did I first pique your interest? You mentioned that I'm different in your eyes, that I perceive the real you beyond your many facades.
The moment you inadvertently revealed you could comprehend Morgana, it was a giveaway. An illustrious figure, perfect in demeanor and etiquette, yet harboring a clandestine secret. I felt a kinship then, a sense of familiarity. I was curious if someone as renowned, as admired, could be akin to me. As we interacted more at LeBlanc, the billiards jazz gin, I began uncovering the truth, understanding the real you. You were akin to a mirror, just like me, reflecting what people desired to see. It got me thinking, did society discard you as well? Did you grapple with the same solitude, the same sense of void, searching for your true self?
We weren't in identical circumstances, though. Your friends, they cherished you sincerely, didn't they?
You think so? I've devoted a substantial amount of time to supporting others, addressing their problems. I adopted the persona of the listener, the confidant, and it didn't bother me, not in the least. Their trust, their companionship, it was valuable. It was my pillar of strength. However, the reality is, they were unable to reciprocate my emotional help. None of them genuinely inquired about my feelings. If I was comfortable being this paradoxical creature, constantly questioning whether I was some kind of unfeeling psychopath. Perhaps they believed they understood. Perhaps they dismissed its importance. Or maybe I was just too good at maintaining my masks. Nevertheless, I accepted it. I believed it was sufficient. I didn't desire anything else besides asserting my existence to society, proving that I can shape something out of this void. I was completely sequestered. Until you. You were unique. You were the sole one who showed enough concern to see beyond the disguise, to challenge me, to question me, to perceive the real me.
It's true that I was able to comprehend the genuine you, but I'm not alone in this. Yusuke could perceive the true you. Probably Maruki too, even Morgana, considering his nature. I can't shake the feeling that there's more to this. Why violate all your principles specifically for me? It was my choice, and you usurped it. Despite all your assertions about our similarities, I would never have done that to you. You violated my free will, my desire to punish myself for my errors.
It's intricate. I chose you over a world that was indifferent. With you, I feel acknowledged. I feel comprehended. We've been betrayed by the same world, tasted the same bitterness. Each authentic moment together, every racing pulse I could see in your throat or feel in my chest. It felt like a personal victory, a defiance to the gods, or destiny that conspired to pit us against each other. But every victory against this world, they all seemed hollow. It wasn't fulfilling. I still felt empty, and moreover, I felt purposeless. It was an endless struggle, controlled by gods who could nullify whatever you do, just like Yaldabaoth.
I understand how frustrating that could have been. But you defeated him. You became the world's new treasure. Yet you abandoned this role to Maruki.
I didn't become the world's new treasure. Joker did. My masks are by nature people's desires, and I've grown weary of it. I can no longer stand living up to people's endless expectations. And I certainly couldn't appreciate my victory when my thoughts were still consumed by a particular engine room where my genuine heart lied broken. That guided me to make this crucial choice, the final decision that would dictate the course of my life. Should I exist in a world devoid of the only individual who ever recognized me for who I am, facing an uncertain destiny and a monotonous life condemned to perpetual masquerade? Or should I exist in a world where you, my equal, my ceaseless source of excitement and surprises, is alive and capable of experiencing something positive? Plus, the fate is now controlled by a human who places unequivocal trust in me and is within my grasp.
I see. In any case, your honesty is always invigorating. Continue.
I understand you were prepared to confront the repercussions of your actions, to face the inevitable end. However, it wasn't just your life at stake. It was my conscience, my capability to live with myself. Shido, his lackeys, the system that should have defended us, those who exploited and discarded you, they met their due retribution, but you didn't. Your fate was not to die while Shido lived on, even if caged within a cell. Most villains we encountered were motivated by greed, but you acted out of vengeance. You weren't the instigator. In accordance with my own principles of justice, you deserve to experience what life can offer beyond its grim edges.
So, that's truly the reason behind your actions, Akira? Because we share similarities and you felt pity for me?
No, Goro. It wasn't about pity. You not only managed to understand me, you're also my only equal. We've been equal in every aspect, right from the start. Charm, skills, wit, determination, even during our battles. With you, whether by my side or against me, everything felt genuine. Everything felt vibrant. You pushed me to my limits, forced me to improve, to adapt, to excel. I required that. I still require that. For the excitement to experience something that isn't fabricated to meet someone else's needs. In this world, where I have defeated an entity as powerful as a god, when you were gone, There was a void. No excitement, no feelings, no personality, no genuine emotions, no real purposes. I felt devoid of life.
So you required me to challenge you?
Your ability to surprise me, to keep me vigilant, it's thrilling. Do you remember our battles? The rush, the energy, the absolute uncertainty of the outcome. I crave that sensation. You perceive this as a betrayal. But in my perspective, it's the ultimate recognition of your significance to me. And I can see it in your eyes too. The same glint, the same drive.
You're a real piece of work, you know that? I won't feign that I'm not surprised. This justification of yours, it's as ridiculous as it is unexpected. Here I was, expecting an explanation infused with guilt or a heartfelt admission to the one you enjoy addressing as your boyfriend. But what you value the most between us is our rivalry?
Yes, I do. And I don't perceive it as love, not in the typical sense. Definitely not in the way Anne attempted to explain it to me. It's something else. Something more potent. Something that intertwines us, whether we approve of it or not. You and I, we share something distinctive. A bond that transcends words, transcends common comprehension. Perhaps we could coin a term for it instead of boyfriends. You're correct.
I see. I don't believe that I can experience this kind of sentiment either, anyway.
Liar! Call it selfish if you desire. I won't refute it.
Maybe you're the one blinded by your enormous ego, Akira, and I still don't believe that pity didn't play a part in your decision. Pity or a savior complex.
You accuse me of being blindfolded? Maybe you'd like to remove this veil and use all the time I've allotted us to fix me and reveal to me what love is. I can definitely work with that, honey.
Continue.
I've thought a lot about that day. The day we battled, the day we lost you. Initially, I thought the agony I was experiencing was due to guilt. The guilt of failing to save you when you were in utmost need. We were supposed to be a unit. We were meant to combat corruption together. However, then I understood that I didn't pity you. You pulled the trigger. You made your choices. You could have solicited us to alter Shido's heart, but you pursued your naive plan that you devised when you were 15. Yes, you made horrendous mistakes and a lot of wrongdoings. But you decided to stand your ground, to stake everything on it. Alone. Despite the odds stacked against you, you took pride in ascending those steps one at a time, eyes fixated on your goal. Pity isn't what you deserve. You deserve the same as me, everything the world has to offer, and you deserve someone to challenge for it, to demonstrate your worth, and to share the rewards with someone who genuinely cares about you as an individual.
You're right. You're infuriatingly right about a lot of things. I've had my fair share of negative feelings towards you, resentment, jealousy, hate. But there was respect too, and admiration. Hell, I was fascinated by you. I still am. You were a mirror, showing everything I could have been, everything I wanted to be. Nobody else stirred up those feelings in me. Your selfishness, it's reflecting my own. But let's get one thing straight. I'm not here to keep your life exciting. I'm not here to be your personal challenge. It's true, you're the only one who's ever really met me head on. The only one who's ever seen through me, understood me. And I hated it. I still do. I hate how much it makes sense, how much I connect to it. Because you accept who you are, and I just couldn't. But that's the truth, isn't it? Although I miss the days when we fought side by side. I miss our face-offs just as much. The thrill of guessing your next move, of seeing the fire in your eyes. You scratched that itch for excitement just as much as I did. Now, Maruki is pretty much broken because of his persona, but aside from that, he's a whole bunch of nothing. A coward with a hero complex. You're still the one person I need to get ahead of, but the fights will never be the same anymore.
Yeah, now that the metaverse is gone, we'll have to find other ways. That's also why I enjoy being physical with you so much. I really love having you all for myself, and it helps. With the lack of opportunities to feel the thrills. You're amazing for that.
Well, you won't hear any complaints from me. You are diligent in making the experience extremely enjoyable for me, too. Do you remember our duel in Mementos?
How could I forget? I've still got that souvenir from it in my bedside drawer in case you forgot. The glove you threw at me when we made our promise.
Yeah, that was intense. I was a reckless idiot, letting my desires get the best of me, choosing something else over revenge for the first time that night. That's also why I hated you so much. Not just because you always seemed to be one step ahead, but because you wouldn't stop trying to give me hope when I was sure there was none left. Because I couldn't admit you might have been right, that I could have followed your lead, made smart plans, made allies, instead of going it alone.
That was a real moment. A passionate one. My respect for you grew after that. And when you said you hated me, I got it. I knew what you were really saying. It was like you were echoing my feelings. It wasn't just hate. It was jealousy, fascination, an inexplicable and toxic attraction. A challenge, a push to be better, because of the other. And a burning desire that lingered long after our fight.
Yeah, I see we were on the same page. Are we really that messed up?
Who cares, really? We don't need anyone's okay to do what we want. And now there's nothing and no one to stop us from doing exactly that.
Wait, it's a public space.
Kasumi, it's been 2 hours now. It doesn't look like they'll be back anytime soon.
Oh, I see.
I'm sorry, but it's getting late and I have to close up shop for the night.
Right, of course. I'm sorry, Sojiro-san, I didn't mean to overstay my welcome.
No need to apologize, Kasumi. You're always welcome here. It's getting late. You should probably head home.
All right. Please tell Akira-senpai I was here waiting for him, will you?
Of course, I'll let him know.
Thank you, Sojiro-san. Good night.
By the way, you're not bothered by the fact your little stunt made our relationship public?
Not at all. I'm actually kind of proud. I was sure you'd lose it, though.
Guess not. Something else is bugging me, though. The others, they're spending less time with you, right?
So what if they are? It's not like it's the end of the world.
Yeah, but they're spending more time with me now? Weird, considering I was their enemy.
Well, they don't see you as a threat anymore. Not everyone is excited about having a gun pointed at their face, you know.
Yet they're inviting me to hang out more and more. I can't help but notice the gap between you and them. And you don't seem too bothered.
What's the big deal if I'm not hanging out with them as much? I've been spending time with you, haven't I?
Yeah, you have. But aren't they missing you? Morgana, for example, or Ryuji. He said he doesn't even bother asking you to hang out anymore because you always say no. And thank me for my help as a fellow gay, but you're as gay as I am and she's known you for longer. So, what, you're just gonna give up on them?
No, I'm not giving up on them. But I don't need to be around them all the time either. They're all settled now. It's like they don't need me anymore. It's not that I don't enjoy their company, but it all feels fake. Their problems aren't even problems.
Well, isn't that a fucking epiphany?
I can't help but be grateful to Maruki, though. I really would have regretted my decision if he had messed with your memories, like he did with the others, but he didn't. I would have snapped you awake one way or another, but you think it's because I wished for you to be free in a way?
No, I don't think so. I think it's typical Maruki. Either his ego is so large he believes he can persuade me, or there's a far more plausible explanation. He can't. Because I, like you, am a wild card. Maybe he has no influence over us. Hence the pathetic therapy sessions. He's scared of me.
Does he have any reason to be, though? It's not like there's anything you can really do.
I was under the impression that you'd ceased underestimating me.
You mean you found a way out?
I'm a man of resource, Akira. What kind of rival would I be if I stopped giving you a run for your money?
Damn. You really want to leave after the conversation we've just had?
More than anything, are you going to stop me?
What's this secret way out you found?
As if I was going to tell you that easily.
Is that so? Maybe I should resort to a more physical approach to extract it then.
Oh, God, you never stop, do you? Pressure tactics won't work on me, Akira, but by all means, give it your best shot.
You're treading on thin ice, Goro.
Stop it! What are you doing? Stop.
Could it be that you've never been tickled before?
Enough already! Enough! Ugh, what sort of torture is this?
Spill it.
Never.
You know, the more you resist, the worse it gets.
What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. I won't buckle up.
I've never heard you laugh like this. It's actually pretty endearing.
To hell with you.
What else should I be? Please don't take off my